Okay, here the puppy's having their breakfast, and I gave Sadie hers down there, and then she went to eat theirs, and I just went, you know, and she's sitting there so obediently. I love that dog. Just the tiniest signal, so obedient, because she'd love to get in there and scoff up their food. And the weaning is finally done. She's dry. So they're suddenly a lot hungrier. I noticed one bowlful is full. Within a few days they won't pick like that anymore. They'll just see the food. Sadie, up, up, up. There, what a good dog. That's all I had to do. Come on, Sadie. Do you want to come up here, girl? Good dog. Yeah, within a few days you put it down and they'll have scoffed the lot in 2 or 3 minutes. But just remember, when your puppy gets home, they don't have to compete with anybody else for food. The chances are you'll be anxious and give them more food than they really need. And they're going to be a bit anxious and in a new place. So don't be too surprised if your puppy goes off their food a bit for the first 2 or 3 days. I suggest always feed in the same place, and preferably in the playpen. And I don't mean in the crate. The crate is just the bed. The playpen would be either a bigger area around the crate, or, you know, a room with a hard floor that's been puppy-proofed with the crate inside it. So that's the sleeping and eating place, and the safe space, and the place the puppy goes if you're, you know, leaving the house. Please don't put your puppy in the crate, which is just the bed, and shut the door and then leave the house for several hours. If you're leaving for several hours, put the puppy in the playpen with the crate for the bed and a little bit of space around the crate, you know, for food and so on, food and water. And then cover the floor with some newspaper in case your puppy has an accident. Ready? Get Sadie up here next to me so she's not thinking about the food. Come on, Sadie, up here. Come on, up. Oh, okay, you're having the lap. Fair enough. Good dog. And now the puppies have noticed I'm sitting down, they all want me. And there's Riley having some. And they are all drinking water. And they are all eating food. And what I'm doing is I'm feeding the raw food 4 times a day. But because they're still babies, and I'm a bit panicky, there's a bowl of the dried food in their playpen at all times. So that means if one of the puppies was busy playing, and while the other puppies ate all the food, the dried food is there so they don't starve. And I noticed last night they ate all of it. So while, as you know, I like feeding the raw food, I'm pleased. Ready, enough. Good dog. I'm pleased that they're all happy to eat dried food, because not everybody wants to feed raw food. Shh, 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 shh. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. And they had such a lovely time in the garden yesterday. Hello, George. George! Yeah, we're only out here because it's early, very early. So once, you know, later on when they've taken themselves in and fallen asleep, I'll make sure downstairs is all safe for them, and the next wake up we'll go down into the garden. We'll probably spend all day there. And then this evening I've got some friends who have a young baby coming around, so the puppies can practice being with babies. Yeah, come them hiding under there, but everybody's happy and healthy, and somebody's just yelped, but the other one's let go, so it could have been they banged into a twig. There's a little tunnel under there, and the puppies are all going through it, so if anybody wants to do agility, we've got the tunnel sussed already. Now, this looks to me, is she, isn't she? Ah, yeah, she's just weed. It's Tivy doing the weed. The signs for a wee are much more subtle. So I'm going to make absolutely sure today that my battery isn't flat and my SD card's in the camera. Because I want to sit out there and, you know, the puppies are falling asleep in their cave. And I want to film, there's somebody having a wee. Again, it's not as obvious, doesn't take as long as a pee. That's Millie. Hello, Millie. I have to say, Millie is much adored by everybody who visits. So I have to say, to be fair, so is everybody else. Anyway, this afternoon the idea is to film what a puppy does before it toilets. Because when you can identify those little marker behaviours, that gives you an opportunity if your puppy's inside. You know, they've gone outside and they've toileted and they've come inside and you've been playing for hours, and then suddenly your puppy needs another wee. If you can spot those signs, you can, you know, either gently pick him up and take him outside so that he can wee, and then he can come back in and play. I'm just worried that all the things I say about crates and playpens make you think the only time a puppy's allowed inside is when it's in there. No, the crate is for sleeping in, closing the doors for motivating them not to wee until they've whined and asked you to let them out. The playpen is, you know, a larger area that contains the crate or the bed, you know, food and water, or just water if your puppy's on a you know, meal schedule. Perhaps a bit of newspaper in case they have an accident. The playpen is for times when you cannot supervise your puppy. Like when you go and have a bath, or you're cooking a meal, or you've nipped out to the shops, or, you know. And then at night your crate can either be inside the playpen with your puppy asleep in it, or if you have a cat carrier type crate, you can wrap the puppy in a towel and put it on your lap while you watch TV, and then you can fall asleep, and you could transfer it very gently into your cat carrier, and you could put the cat carrier next to your bed so that you can hear your puppy when it wakes up. Though it is also acceptable to settle your puppy down in its crate within the playpen, you know, but please don't close the door until the puppy's asleep or thinking about something else. Preferably asleep, otherwise the minute you close your door and your puppy notices you leaving, it's going to be there at the door whining and screaming, complaining, and you won't like it. So the trick is to make sure the puppy's happy in its playpen and it's happy in its crate, and you only ever put them in there when they're about to go to sleep. And if you want to avoid any crying or whining, let the puppy snuggle up on your lap, and then put them into the crate when they're already asleep. Yeah, that's puppy training for total softies who can't bear their puppies ever to cry. I mean, there are people who advocate, you know, put it in there, close the door, leave the room, don't listen. But personally, I think that's one of those things where in 20 years' time people are going to say, you know what, people did that long ago and it was barbaric. Puppies! Hey puppies! This way! Hello puppies! Hello puppies! Yay! Good puppies! Good puppies! I'm going to stop filming and play with the puppies, because for most of them I've only got another 10 days, so I'm going to make the most of it.